Okay, everyone. Can everyone hear me now? Hello, Patty. Hey, Robin. Welcome. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. And just so everyone knows that watches the replay tonight, I have super chats enabled and I have memberships for sale. So and I would like to thank okay, much better. So I'd like to thank Rachel for the $10. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll still get it, Rachel. It's on the YouTube side, so it's just studio glitch on my end. Hey Jack, welcome. So So today, if anyone was watching, oh, thank you so much, Patty. Thank you so much for joining. So today, if anyone was watching Noodle, I got an email from YouTube, and they says, congratulations, your monetization, your partial monetization went through. So I had to set everything up. So when I was listening, I heard of Natasha's new shenanigans. And I was like thinking, what the fuck is wrong with her? Exploiting children for the sake of money? She put someone's autopsy photos up, a kid that got murdered, just to make a quick buck. Where are the morals when you were doing true crime? And you're probably right, Patty. She's live again right now. And she wonders why she only got $18 and her Patreon is under review. Hey, Wyoming, I hope you're feeling better. And I was like, it's a new low, even for Natasha. So let's put her argument to the test. Let's play devil's advocate for a second. So true crime, doing true crime on here is not always pleasant. All right. It isn't always pleasant. The facts of a case are not always picture perfect. All right. But you have to sit there and exploit people that are dead just to make some money. And Rachel has a point here. And Jason has a point. Natasha doesn't know what morals are. It's gimme, 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 gimme. And there's no boundary or line in the sand that you draw, even when doing true crime, it appears. Because in my opinion, autopsy photos should be sealed and not be used. Not even those disgusting crime scene photos that are shown to juries should be released. I'm sorry. Hey, Witchy. Yeah. Do you remember the Tops shooting, everyone? The mass tragedy in Buffalo? When that happened, it struck close to home because I have family that's there. And the shooter actually live streamed his crime on social media, everyone. So should people be playing that on here? YouTube did the right thing, and once it hit its AI, it got shut down. Hey, Franny Ann. So when she decided, I don't think anyone convinced Natasha to do what she did. She decided, well, I'm going to be a bottom feeding bitch today. I'm going to show my audience on Patreon disgusting autopsy photos of a child, even if their private parts are covered. That is bottom feeding at its finest, everyone. I don't care who the fuck you are. It is wrong. And she wonders why her Patreon is under review. So people were saying it was shut down. No, it was suspended and it's under review. So no one can really go over there, over at Natasha's Patreon, until they do a full review of what happened. So yeah, Natasha's morals are cash, 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 cash. It's all for the money. And then she said, and then she has the gall of saying, well, I'm going to give that $18 to charity. Are you kidding me? You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Yeah, this is the thing, Witchy. You know, it's like, where is the line with what people see on this platform or another social media platform? Shouldn't families have the common decency to be notified in private than it being aired on social media and everyone finds out but them, or it's aired on the 5 o'clock news? Unfortunately, you're right, Wyoming. She's worse than a bottom feeder. We have all these people in this true crime community, like Bullhorn Betty. She exploits people for money. We have Natasha Cooper. We have Brittany J. She's a terrible snot. And people wonder why I don't do true crime content on a regular basis. Yeah, the reason is because I see Natasha doing true crime content and I don't want her subs over here. I don't want Brittany J subs. A lot of them are trash. I've probably seen a lot of them over at Facebook stomping their feet in a true crime group acting like buffoons during Watts Island. And that was a joke, wasn't it, everyone? Because a friend of mine says, "Oh, did you hear about what happened to Shanann Watts?" And I says, "No." I haven't even heard of it because I barely turn on the news anymore. And so she adds me. She adds me to the group, or a few of the true crime groups that were actually covering it. So I actually went. I think I found another channel. It was actually YouTube, and I watched a podcast on it. It's okay. This is what happened. These are some of the facts, right, that were leading up to Chris Watts getting arrested. So at least I wanted to know exactly what was going on, get myself like an education. So when I was reading these posts, I actually knew at least something while reading these articles and opinions on the case. I don't want to exactly go on emotion. So then I scroll through. Thank you, Jason. I can't either, Franny Ann. I can't believe it either, but she is disgusting. So then you had these little groups on Facebook, these true crime groups. I didn't really join many because I started seeing the craziness unfold. They started doxing people for disagreeing with them, screaming justice for Shanann or whatever thing that or whatever thing that motivated her, justice for Chris Watts. Then you had trolls in there cheerleading for Cindy Watts. So what they were doing was they were doxing, going real life, and doing a bunch of other shit. And then it turned into a bigger shit show. And then when I thought it couldn't get any worse, they started making threats to people's inboxes. Death threats. Now that turned out, some of the death threats turned out to be responses. I only saw half the screenshots, but I'm sure some of them were unwarranted. Yeah, Watts Island was a hellhole. So some of these people on Facebook decided to go over to YouTube. We had this Mensa bitch, everyone. We had this, we had Lemonade. We had Laura, Purple Q-plexed or whatever her name is. We had Critical K. We had the whole 9 yards. But most of them, except a few, stopped with Watts Island and moved on. But some of them can't stop talking about it still. They're obsessed. And do I want people like that over on my channel? Seriously? So when I took a break, this is when Natasha and Robbie and a few of the ones that are on today started coming on the scene. Molly Golightly started around the Watts Island time. So And Merb. I can't forget that woman. She's absolutely disgusting too. So, yeah, they are all trash. And then they sit there when they pick up this case, right? It's high profiled. And they come up with these conspiracy theories that don't even have weight in gold. They keep theorizing, and they keep going on and on when there's nothing new. And then Natasha does things like this, and it's like, are you kidding me? No respect for the victims' families. No respect. The Kylie Rodney case was disgusting. The medical examiner made his or her ruling on what happened. And people without medical degrees were dragging it on and on and on. No respect for the victims' families. And I even said on Noodles today, I could do this way better. I can just present a case that's going to trial and don't mention it for a while. Don't go on and harp about it when there's nothing new. There are plenty of missing people in this country. And hey, I think Locomai is one of the only channels, true crime channels I'll actually go to. I'm just being completely honest here. Good night. I'm Witchy. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, they never think of the families of these tragedies. They think of what's in it for them. The money, the money, the money. You could watch one of my old streams, what I'm calling out Bullhorn Betty. Go to Wyoming. I was actually giving her a case. This was Voices who did this. Go to Wyoming. There's lots of corruption. I was playing back on Voices live stream. And what did Bullhorn Betty do? She ignored it because there was no money in it for her. Everyone. There was no money in it for her. So she just ignored the plea. And she could have caused a circus in Wyoming. The circumstances were suspicious. If she wanted to make a difference with her so-called protesting, she could do it at the county jail, social services, the sheriff's station. There are places to protest. But don't go heckling at people's homes, affecting innocent people. They have nothing to do with the case. And getting people fired? That's the epitome of going real life. And she thinks she's making a difference, everyone. This is how deluded she is. It's all about padding her pockets with green cash, dead presidents in her pocket. And I think she wants, in my opinion, I think she wants attention. She loves being on camera. Oh, I can't stand her either, Wyoming. I can't stand Bullhorn Betty. She sits there roaming the streets with her bullhorn while her cohort Dolly punches people in the face. And they think they're all above everyone, and they think they're better than everyone else. Please, they're not above the law either. And this is how the true crime community has become. You have Natasha publishing crime scene photos and autopsy photos, humiliating the victims' families, no thought to them. In the Watts case, you had people terrorizing the family, the victim's family, no thought to them whatsoever. You had the Kylie Rodney case where the family was asking people like Brittany J to stop with the conspiracy theories, to have some respect, and she refused. Yeah, she can stick that horn where the sun doesn't shine. Yeah, and then we had Molly Golightly, because she was mad at somebody, decide, well, I'm going to go trans bash the person. And she kept doing it over and over again. Yeah, I feel so bad for these families that have to endure these horrific crimes. And then you have opportunists like Natasha, Bullhorn Betty, Brittany J, who make it even worse for the families. So yeah, I feel real bad for him. So I actually did I covered the verdict of what's his name, Daryl Brooks, because he was one of the most disrespectful one of the most disrespectful defendants I have seen. So I actually covered his verdict when he was found guilty. Now, there's another defendant who hasn't went to trial yet. Who's very disrespectful. It's been 4 or 5 years. He's held up the court process, and he's barely getting any attention so far. So I thought maybe I should shine a little spotlight on it. So I'm gonna play a clip right now, all right? No, give it a minute. I'm gonna read the case file, or so we call it. We read the accusations real quick. Okay, has anyone heard of Bryce Rhodes? If you live in Kentucky, you probably heard of the guy. Anyone? Has anyone heard of the killer, the accused? He's made several TV shows in the last few years, so this guy, Bryce Rhodes, is a convicted sex offender. He's on the sex offender registry, according to this article. He is charged with murdering Christopher Jones in May 2016. Later that same month, he was charged with the murder of 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Reese Gordon. So he's charged with triple murder. This guy is charged with triple murder, everyone. And the Commonwealth of Kentucky is seeking the death penalty. So this guy is a convicted sex offender. He shot 3 people. And it's been over 4 years. It's going on 5, everyone. And he hasn't gone to trial yet. This guy has been a thorn in the courts for it by the time he got arrested to now. So let me read the so the case against him is pretty tight. Investigators found evidence of blood at his house in Clifton Heights. So the police are saying that he killed him at his home and later dumped the bodies somewhere else in another neighborhood. And then there was a witness to the crime. He murdered Christopher because he was a witness. So this guy has caused so many problems while incarcerated and caused so many outbursts in court. I don't know. He'll probably get a life sentence from all the additional charges that are piling up against him. So let's yeah, this guy sounds terrible. And so I'm gonna let you watch for yourselves, everyone. Some of the things he's been up to in the last 5 years. Now this is Bryce Rhodes court hearing. All right. Now he's being charged for an offense behind bars. So these arraignments are public record in Kentucky. Anyone can tune in and watch. So let's so at first there's no sound.
Mr. Rhodes, you can just bring him up right here.
Why y'all have me come out like this for?
I think you know why.
What?
You know exactly why. Now, listen, stop talking. Have been.
God.
Are you done?
No, I ain't done.
You've been charged in the 4th degree. I'm going to keep talking because I don't want to have to see you back here for this.
What you think where you live at? What you think at? None of that. I ain't do.
So you're saying you're going to find out where I'm out?
None of that. You got family, I'll be out.
Okay.
Yeah,
You've been charged with assault in the 4th degree, minor injury, terroristic threatening in the 3rd degree, with physical contact. New charges. I'm entering a plea of not guilty on your behalf. Would you like me to read the arrest warrant to you?
No, I'm not guilty.
I am setting a bond of $15,000 full cash on that on those charges, and the other case, once this actually gets served on you, is going to be dismissed without prejudice as duplicate. Do you have any questions? Would you like appointment of a public defender?
Not guilty.
I just said that.
Not guilty.
I just said that.
I'll be out.
Okay, I just said that.
Alright.
And would you like an attorney?
Take me back to my cell.
I'm not taking you anywhere. They can take you back, but would you like an attorney?
All right.
Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. Ms. Schroring, that was a threat against the court. I think that I'm asking the county attorney's office to take that into account and consider what to do with that. Y'all want me to take hold? Also, can you please get that served on him? Thank you. Good luck with that, Eric. Fun.
I only just added charges.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Do you see how he behaves? The guy's in a restraint chair. He's in a restraint chair because he's been physical to the staff. He's a threat to other inmates. Now we're going to play another tape. Now here's another clip. Let me find the right one. Give me a second. Here we go. So here's a news report. So he makes the news. Oh, I would hate to be his lawyer too, Wyoming. I would hate to be this guy's lawyer. And he's been through like several of them. You know, it's... So here we go.
A Louisville judge while claiming his own attorney's a racist. WDRB's Travis Ragsdale shows us what happened and why some believe he's playing the system. Travis.
Another day in court with Bryce Rhodes and another wild day with cursing and outbursts.
Your job is to do your job, not to worry about me. That's what I'm saying. Well, I worry about me. You worry about yourself.
In typical Bryce Rhodes fashion, he once again had that outburst at Judge Charles Cunningham on Thursday. It came during a pretrial hearing for the accused triple murderer. Rhodes was arguing that detectives are framing him for the May 2016 murders of Larry Ordway and Maurice Gordon. He's also accused of shooting and killing 40-year-old Christopher Jones around the same time.
Two Louisville homicide detectives, Mr. Tonelli and Mr. Griffin, both fabricated testimony and evidence they committed perjury.
He's facing the death penalty and, for the third time, wants a new attorney.
You're not trying to give me a fair chance, effective counsel.
Well, who do you think I should
It's
give you as a lawyer?
I'll write the Bar Association and the ACLU.
Ordway and Gordon were found stabbed to death and burned in the backyard of a West Louisville home. After Rhodes' outburst in court Thursday,
You worry about your self.
he had some parting words for Judge Cunningham.
You're gonna find out, though. You're gonna find out real quick. Promise that. Promise that.
That's when the victim's grandmother, Jackie Partee, spoke up from her seat.
It's going on 4 years for him to stay. I'm their grandma, and this is going on for 4 years.
Do you think he should be executed?
Yes.
Cunningham explained the process to her and how he's trying to avoid the case getting thrown out on appeal. WDRB spoke to Partee after that, outside the courtroom.
It's very frustrating. It's frustrating probably to the judge to see him keep doing what he's doing. But what can you do? My grandchildren didn't have a chance. Everything that he's saying in there, thinking he's so smart, this has got to stop.
Rhodes is scheduled to go to trial in April, but that will likely have to be pushed back until his issues with his attorney are resolved. Travis Ragsdale, WDRB News.
All right, thank you, Travis.
Can we do a fair trial in Jefferson County? But then another part of it is, if we have a concern, what's the alternative? Because then if we might get into a situation on the law where I'm supposed to weigh the pros and the cons. Ma'am,
Look at me.
ma'am,
He keeps turning.
ma'am, I told you once before, let me please help you understand. You can't just talk out like that, okay? If you can't handle him looking at you respectfully, all I can tell you to do is don't be in my courtroom, because he's going to keep doing it, particularly now that he knows that it irritates you. So you either are able to control yourself or you're not. And I would understand why you could not. I get that completely. But I can't have you talking up in court, okay? The next, I need you to hear this. The next time it happens, there will be a consequence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling.
Because I can.
Well,
Because I can.
yeah.
It's not a crime to smell.
it's not a crime to
Continue
smile,
what you were saying.
but it doesn't help you, all right, to irritate people.
All right.
And you have a lot at stake in this case.
It's not a crime to smell, is it?
I didn't say you were committing a
Okay
crime.
then.
I'm saying you're
Continue
not
what you were
helping
saying.
yourself.
Continue what you were saying.
I'm
I'm allowed
done.
to smell.
I would suggest you do what helps
Okay.
you, not what hurts you.
Okay.
That's
Do what I
all.
want to do.
Well,
Let's
do
see
what
what
you
I'm
want to
saying.
You
do.
don't get to do what
That's
you
fine.
want
Let's
to
get that
do.
understood.
I'm sorry.
Let's get that understood.
Well, you made
All
that
right. Continue what you were
clear.
saying about the motions.
Okay,
All right.
I'm saying I want to have a hearing on it, and we'll be happy to give you a date when we can come back and talk about that. Is there work we need to do to be ready for that hearing, or we basically have what work needs to be done?
Judge, we haven't received their motion.
But we
yet,
have,
so-
yeah, we haven't filed the petition yet. Judge, we wanted to have a date from Your Honor. We have some exhibits. Some of them may be lengthy, so we're trying to get all that.
Mr. Rhodes, you can just bring him
Oh,
up right
here he
here.
is again. Hold on.
I think you know why. You know exactly why.
So there he is. You see how evil this guy is? Everyone. He smiles and he laughs. Yeah. Just lock his butt up and stick the needle in his arm already. Oh, some of these defendants, they just they get crazier and crazier. And he's being dubbed one of the craziest prisoners in the penal system. He was on court cam. Yeah, then he plays dumb and delays his trial, I think 10 months, pretending to be incompetent to stand trial. Well, that just failed because according to his latest court hearing, the judge ruled him to be competent and set his trial date. So I wonder what new stall tactic he's going to try next. So here's another video. So here he is again. Yeah, Robin. Yeah, and some judges have done that before. You know, but this is a capital murder case, and if anyone deserves a death penalty, it would be this guy, but that's
Murderer is in more hot water this time. Investigators say he threatened a corrections officer. Bryce Rhodes answering to terroristic threatening and wanton endangerment charges this morning in court in Louisville. They're added to a long list of charges he already faces. Police say Rhodes told an officer that he would be shanked in the face and that he and his family would die. Investigators say Rhodes made the threats Wednesday while behind bars at Metro Corrections. He's accused of killing Christopher Jones, Larry Ordway, and Maurice Gordon in May of 2016. A trial for Rhodes is set for July.
So that so-called court hearing, everyone, never happened. That July court trial was delayed. Doing another he's assaulted staff in jail. Not just one person, several. He has to be escorted to court in a restraint chair, everyone. This guy has to be escorted to court in a spit mask. He's considered that dangerous. He's a threat to himself and he's a threat to others. So his trial is supposed to start in a few months. And now there's a new judge on the case. So they went through several judges. This guy goes through several attorneys. And this guy is giving Darrell Brooks a run for his money. In being king of nasty and crude. Yeah. What the heck? Throw his butt in prison and give him the needle. But that's not how this system works. He still gets a fair trial, even though he's acting the way he is, you know? But still, I think the judge should have shut him down long ago. With him firing his attorneys, the charges kept getting added on, the psychic evaluations, the bad behavior. Well, they probably couldn't stop his outbursts or his behavior in county. But at least they could have says your behavior is not going to delay your trial anymore. So I'm just saying, what's the use of charging him with making terroristic threats when he's facing the death penalty? It's like he has nothing to lose at this point. So I think in this guy's mind, in this deranged sociopathic mind, he says, well, I have nothing to lose. Yeah, but Wyoming, the thing is, sociopaths and psychopaths is untreatable. The only thing you could do for a psychopath or sociopath is give them therapy on how to act in society. Yeah, but some of the Red Pool Jack, this guy is like an actor. He's trying to perceive him to be the victim when he's not. He's charged with triple murder, and he's facing the death penalty for it. Yeah, he needs a judge like Judge Judy who isn't going to put up with his shit. Goes by the book. Isn't good something that's not going to be overturned on appeal. Yeah, Jodi Arias played these games too. Remember her in Arizona who stabbed her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend? And then the judge shut her down. It says, you're not going to be firing your attorney anymore. You're not going to be, you're not going to play psycho and get a psychic veil all of a sudden. That judge did something right. That Judge Stevens, as wacky as she was, because I followed the Jodi Arias case, and the one thing that really got to me with her was she let the prosecutor run all over her courtroom. Yeah, I absolutely agree with Wyoming. It just tells other criminals they can do the exact same thing and get away with it. Oh, get charged with triple murder. Act up in county. No real consequences, right? Just get thrown in solitary or in isolation, right? You're deemed a threat to yourself or other people. They'll just keep adding on the charges. I might have read it wrong. Red Pool. Well, the U.S. government can be a worse criminal, too. There's a lot of criminals in the U.S. government. So I'm sure if a lot of these government secrets came out, that it would fail in comparison to his crimes. So, but still, it doesn't abolish him or give him a pass for triple murders. And I'm sure you'd agree with that. Yeah, this guy is the epitome of circumvention and trying to get an annoyance. Yeah, we need to have somewhat of a good justice system that's fair, but also at least a little tough. And people that commit these heinous crimes, if you commit triple murder, or you go on a shooting spree in this country, don't blame the gun. Blame the person. I'm sorry. We don't indict guns in America. We indict the person who pulled the trigger. Some of these politicians are playing ring around the rosy, so to speak. They're trying to say, oh, they're saying, oh, what can we do? Ban automatic assault rifles. They're just gonna find something else. Right? We got these criminals with these criminal minds. They don't check gun control laws before they use them. We have enough gun control laws in this country which are violated. But here's the thing, everyone, with gun control, here's the positive thing. If some of these violent criminals violate the gun control laws, at least it's a tool for prosecutors to use to add more time to some of these criminals that would not which would ordinarily be given a yeah, we don't take cars away for vehicular manslaughter, but we'll take a gun for that doesn't make sense either. So there has to be a solution in between. The gun control laws we have on the books can only work so hard and so hard as legal consequences to your actions. Probably after the fact, the police and the prosecution can probably just say, okay, you're a convicted felon, you bought a gun, you weren't supposed to have it, so we're going to charge you with an enhanced felony of committing a crime or possession of a felony involving possession of a firearm. Even though we can't prove the other felony. Yeah. Take vehicles away, take rope, knives. What's next? Disarm the people? I think we have a Second Amendment in this country for a reason. If taking everyone's guns away was actually worked, I'd actually be for it. But the gun control laws that we have on the books did no impact on crime. And you look at the underlying statistics in other countries, while they may have gun violence may go down, but then you have crimes going with knives and other weapons skyrocketed. They don't show that. They don't show those statistics, don't they? Yeah, disarm the people because it worked well for people in every country they did that in, right? But then they're going to just switch to another weapon like a knife or use their vehicle or it's human nature. If they're going to commit murder, they're going to find a way to do it. Hey, Missy K. If they're going to commit murder, they're going to find a way to do it with or without a firearm. And this guy, this Bryce Rhodes, as violent as he is, was going to commit the crime if he had a firearm or not. He would have went to a knife and did it all on his own. So here's another video of this creep. He constantly makes the news for his antics. So yeah, they'll use poison, arson, whatever they have to do. Or they'll get the weapons illegally. And they're harder to track. Yeah, anything can be used as a weapon, Robin. You're absolutely right.
Erica, Bryce Rhodes' list of charges keeps getting longer. Last week, police say Rhodes threatened to kill a corrections officer. And in this police report filed yesterday, officers say Rhodes threw urine at a different corrections officer. The report says as that corrections officer was walking by Rhodes' cell, Rhodes threw urine through a crack in his cell door, hitting the officer in his head, neck, and ear. The week before, a police report says Rhodes refused to go back to his cell after spending time in the detention center's day room. That report says Rhodes swung a broken broom handle at a glass window before threatening to kill a corrections officer. Rhodes is charged with the May murders of Christopher Jones and teenage brothers Larry Ordway and Maurice Gordon.
He's got $1 million bond for murder. Murder, tampering. All right, well, these are rather insignificant charges against this gentleman then, in his mind, or in his perspective. Of course, the corrections officer had urine thrown on him yesterday. I'm sure it's not very minor to him.
Now, last month, Bryce Rhodes threatened to kill a Jefferson County judge and her family during a court appearance. Bryce Rhodes is scheduled to be back in court next month. Reporting live, Emily Maha, WLKY News.
Ouch. Yeah, this guy is bad to the bone. I don't know if this guy is guilty, but of the original crimes, but he's sure acting out in jail, and he's sure making the staff and the judges. Yeah, absolutely, Jack. Yeah, we need a tough judge in this case. A no-nonsense judge like Judge Judy or something, you know? Judge Ito was too light, was a pushover. You got all these pushover judges. Yeah, he is acting guilty. He's acting totally guilty here. See if there's any other videos of the scumbag, you know? Because this guy has made... I'm just checking for duplicates too, so... Yeah, this guy is... Yeah, this guy even tried to escape. Okay, these... Yeah, these videos are repeats, so... So, let's see when his trial is scheduled for. So there's no so actually there's no court date. There's no trial date set. So he may have been able to delay his trial again. Let me just check this article real quick. Okay, here's the next okay, his trial date is set for December 11th, which has been slowly winding through the court system since 2016. So that's 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Whoa, 7 years now. Whoa. So this family has been waiting 7 damn years for some kind of resolution on this case. So it's December 11th. So
John Jones Auto Group has the selection and inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs, so you don't have to look around to find a great deal. You see so many because they paid so little.
Triple murder suspect Bryce Rhodes walked back into a Jefferson County courtroom today with a judge ruling he is competent to stand trial.
As WDRB's Darby Bean tells us, it was a hearing the defense tried to keep the public and the media out of, but it remained open.
It's a case that's been pending since 2016. Bryce Rhodes is accused of killing 3 people, including 2 teenage boys. He's been in and out of the courtroom several times, known for his outbursts at previous hearings. This case was set to go to trial in January of 2022, but Rhodes' attorney asked for a competency evaluation. Now, Judge Julie Kalin ruled Friday that Rhodes is competent and set a trial date for December 11th, 2023.
There has been no conclusive testimony that he is incompetent.
The hearing lasted more than 2 hours and included arguments from both the Commonwealth and defense, as well as testimony from other witnesses. Rhodes' attorney, Tom Griffiths, asked if he could testify about Rhodes' behavior himself, but Judge Kalin ultimately denied that request.
Strange words coming out of my mouth, Judge. I'm the last witness for the defense. The court having ruled that I'm not able to testify, that's all the witnesses that we have.
During final arguments, the Commonwealth asked the court to find Rhodes competent for trial.
He made comments about the court process that shows that he does understand what's going on. He understands the challenges that he faces because of having a high publicity case.
But the defense argued otherwise.
He has run off multiple attorneys, Judge. It does not make him a competent person because I haven't quit him. He will not speak to me, as is in the record, and hasn't for years.
Still, Judge Kalin ruled Rhodes can stand trial.
I don't believe that any of the evidence through testimony today is conclusive that Mr. Rhodes isn't just making the decision to not participate with his attorneys. I don't think that necessarily makes him incompetent.
Despite efforts from the defense to push the trial date a year out, Judge Kalin set the trial to begin this December.
Rhodes spoke at the end of that hearing saying he wanted new attorneys, but he did not want to represent himself. He also argued that his case should be dismissed because of police misconduct, but Judge Kalin said there is no evidence of police wrongdoing in the case.
You know, we spent so many years talking about the court proceedings with Bryce Rhodes. Sometimes I think it can overshadow that there were kids who were heinously killed in this incident. Very young, 16 years old?
14 and 16 years old.
All right. Darby Bean, thank you for your reporting.
Do you hear that? 14 and 16-year-olds. And you see that the families are hurting here. Just imagine a bottom feeder like Natasha or Brittany J. putting up the crime scene photos, even. That would be disgusting. Do you see why when we laugh when Natasha says that we're trying to steal her subs away, or when Granny says that, when a little street rat says we're trying to steal her subs? No, we don't want your subs. We don't even want them around. Yeah. A lot of your subs, Natasha, and we don't want, because all they do is come around and start trouble. My channel is not an echo chamber, but it's not going to be a free-for-all either. You're not going to just come in here and attack people in my chat. Ooh. So I just wanted to show someone that's going on trial, that's doing everything they can to delay the process, who's a scumbag. And I just showed the news reports what he's charged with, what he's doing behind the scenes. And I'm letting people decide for themselves. We don't have to sit there and post autopsy photos and crime scene photos. Gross, triggering photos to get our point across. You can read a police report. You can report what happened in court today. You don't have to go as far as they do. And then when they don't, when that high profile case goes fizzle, then they go start a fight with someone else for content. So just to remind everyone, I now have super chats available and memberships. So, and then I still have my Cash App and PayPal. So I want to thank everyone for coming today. I wanted to give people an alternative to bitching and whining over on someone else's channel. Because sometimes when you keep doing it over the same topic over and over and over again, it gives people headaches. I don't think I have to mention the two people's names. But I'll just say this, I'm over it already. Whatever their problem is, it's their problem. It doesn't have to be ours. You're welcome, Wyoming. Don't be fooled by liberal versus... Yeah, Red Pool, Jack. I want to say this for my personal opinion on that. The liberals and the conservatives are, they have the same puppet master. Let's just put it that way. They work for the rich super interests or special interests. The ones with the money. Let's be honest. They're the ones who fund political campaigns. They're the ones who own media companies. They're the ones who Jason, you got a point there. People are complaining And I'm giving them alternatives sometimes, you know? So it's about 2:00 my time. So I want to wish everyone a good night. And until next time, thank you for coming. Until next time.